Look here, I don't care what any of y'all say. I'm going to tell you right now. You're going to watch this fight. The fight between Floyd Mayweather Jr. and Logan Paul on June 6th in Miami. Y'all going to watch that fight. All you sports analysts and anchors out there who over the years who trashed him, trashed Floyd Mayweather, you going to watch that fight. You know why? Because you guys have that hate, very little love and more hate, and you want to see him lose. That's what you want. So you are going to rest everything on Logan Paul. See, this is why I like Floyd Mayweather. I like him. I love him. To me, he's one of the greatest boxers of all time. And I'll tell you why in a minute. But one thing I like about Floyd Mayweather, he's his own man. He's his self-promoter, and he does whatever he has to do. The man is 50-0. 50-0, undefeated. Fought the best and beat the best. People like Larry Merchant, Brian Kenny of ESPN anchor, Max Kellerman, and Jim Rome, and Skip Bayless, and countless of others love to bash this man. They've been bashing him for years. The next thing you know, fans are confused about what's real boxing. So they just jump on the bandwagon and hate on greatness. That's what they do. When these anchors and these commentators be hating on people like Floyd Mayweather, they don't know boxing. They go off of their personal attacks and personal feelings of they just want someone to shut him up and beat him. That's what they want. But he's 50-0 for a reason. He never ducked, never dodged. He did everything the right way. I'm going to let my promoters do the talking, and we're going to work this business out. Boxing is business. It's a billion-dollar business. And Floyd Mayweather has mastered it. Mastered it to the T. That's where Logan and Jake Paul got it from. They actually got it from him. Because they think the same way. You got all these people out here talking bad about Logan and Jake Paul. But guess what? When it comes to boxing, guess who's box office now all of a sudden? And I stated this in another video. When Jake Paul knocked out Nate Robinson, former NBA basketball player, knocked him out. Everybody was going off about it. They turned it into a racial thing. How Nate Robinson made black people look bad. All this old silly shit. And people like Kerry Champion and Jamel Hill made it a racial thing. And now you got MMA folks challenging Logan and Jake Paul. And they like, get in the boxing ring. I'm not getting in there with you guys. There ain't enough money for me to get in there. But if you put some gloves on, let's do it. And these guys are must-see TV. And like I said, I stated this before. They actually got this from Floyd Mayweather Jr. They sure did. When Floyd fought Conor McGregor, that was his biggest payday of all of his boxing career. He pushed and helped promoted it. They even turned it into a quote-unquote Rocky Balboa situation, like Conor McGregor was Rocky and Floyd Mayweather Jr. was Apollo Creed. And everybody was cheering for Conor McGregor. Sure was. Conor McGregor made $300 million. Floyd made $600 million. Conor wish he had another payday like that. He'll never get another payday like that. Why do you think Pac-Man Manny Pacquiao. Why you think Manny Pacquiao want Floyd back so much? Hello Floyd. This is Pac-Man. I'm waiting on you to call me back. Would love to have another fight with you. I need the money so I can help pay for the kids in the Philippines. I called you 52 times and you never responded back to me. Called you 3 years ago. You still never respond. So, Floyd, call me back. Okay? Bye. Oh, forgot. Call me back. Bye. Manny Pacquiao looking for them Floyd Mayweather paydays again. He's still waiting. I'm telling you right now. Manny Pacquiao waiting on those days because now he's stuck with the Crawfords and the Spence, them young guys that really don't, them young rugged guys that generate a few million, but not like Floyd million. So he's stuck with that. So Floyd's like, I'm moving on. I've been to moved on. You can have the Crawfords and the Spence. I've been there, done that. I want that Logan and Jake Paul money. I want that internet money. I want that YouTube money. Like I stated, when it comes to the greatest pound for pound boxers of all time, my top 5 is simple. Number 1 is Floyd Mayweather. Number 2 is Marvelous Marvin Hagler. Number 3 is Muhammad Ali. Number 4, Mike Tyson. And number 5, Lennox Lewis. In that order. And I know there's people that's like, well, Muhammad Ali was the greatest fighter of all time because of all the things he went through in the 60s. Yes, he talked about the Vietnam War, and he talked about quote unquote racism in America back then. But he was also doing that during a time where he was a part of a separatist group that none of you people in this society will actually be a part of. Only reason why he's popular now is because current athletes and current players put him on the pedestal. They put him on the pedestal of a Michael Jordan, and Michael Jordan didn't even really talk about politics. So once the Caucasian folks got wind of it, they got on and they jumped on it with him. And so now every anchor and every commentator, they are going to push and promote as Muhammad Ali being the greatest. They've been doing that for the past 15 years because other athletes have done the same thing. Keep in mind, white folks didn't like Muhammad Ali back then because of all of his political stance and him joining the Nation of Islam. They didn't like him. Matter of fact, they actually was rooting for Joe Frazier to beat him because they didn't like how he was talking. Then all of a sudden now, Muhammad Ali's the greatest. When he got ill and had that disease, and then when he passed on, all of a sudden he's the greatest. But to me, Floyd being 50-0, being his own man, he speaks of his father and his uncle training him, got him into the game of boxing, and he mastered it. He mastered it to the fullest potential this society has ever seen. To me, he's the greatest of all time because of what he's done in the ring and what he has done for himself and for his family and also for the sport of boxing. Floyd gave guys like Larry Merchant and Brian Kenny and Max Kellerman and Jim Rome and Skip Bayless somebody to root against. And then everybody else fall in line to root against him too. But guess what? He's 50-0 for a reason. And now he wants that YouTube money. He wants that Logan and Jake Paul money. And so when we talking about boxing, I think this is a damn good move on Floyd's part. He's going where the money is. You got people out there that's literally chasing him, trying to copy his style, and they still can't do it. Floyd, to me, is a one-of-a-kind generational guy. You're going to miss him when he's gone. Just like when Tiger Woods. Y'all going to miss him when he's gone. When Tiger Woods was playing golf, majority of people didn't like him because they called him a sellout and because he liked white women and he get in trouble with the law dealing with domestic violence or dealing with other issues. Everybody raked him through the coals. But now, y'all going to miss him when he's gone. You're going to miss him. And Floyd Mayweather is no exception. Y'all trashed him over the years, whether he had issues inside the ring and outside the ring in his personal life. Everybody trashed him. White folks and black folks trashed him. But yet and still, he came out on top. A lot of people hated the fact that he hung out with Donald Trump and he was a Trump supporter, hung out with other politicians and other world leaders in other countries that people felt like they were far right. Everybody trashed him. But guess what? He was still his own man. I respect people like Floyd Mayweather Jr. I respect Logan and Paul, Logan and Jake Paul. I respect them too. Being YouTubers instead of going in the MMA ring. Use your boxing skills. Use your athleticism and use your height and use your size and use your knowledge and go in the ring and box a couple of these celebrities and former athletes and stuff like that. Next thing you know, you generating millions of dollars out of it. Everybody getting all butthurt about it. But shit, I respect those guys. Logan and Jake Paul act just like Floyd, maximizing their potential. And that's why Floyd Mayweather and Logan are going to fight June 6th in Miami. And I'm going to check it out. And you know damn well all of you guys are going to check it out too. You know why? Because you hoping and praying that Floyd Mayweather would lose. But guess what I got to say though? 51-0.